This is getting out of control. If you know someone that has a Chase Bank account or uses a Chase Bank ATM, listen, they need to know about this right now. Watch this.
A 7 on your side story about a new type of ATM fraud has exploded on the internet.
Yeah,
Scammers using glue and the ATM tap feature have been draining bank accounts.
it
Yeah,
won't
now more
stop.
victims have come forward saying it happened to them as well. I know I've been telling people
Right.
about it, Michael. This story's really struck a nerve.
Everywhere I go, people are talking about this. It's amazing. And look, this scam has so many moving parts. It starts with thieves pouring glue into the card reader. That forces consumers to use a tap function, setting up a domino effect.
That guy scammed me last night at the ATM machine.
Pamela Bongiorno showed us how thieves got her money at this ATM.
I inserted my card. It didn't work.
A man in line told her she could tap her card instead, and it worked. She got her cash, walked off, but the next day, a shock.
Why is my account almost $1,000 less?
She found three more withdrawals on her account, $940 gone.
I'm like, that happened to me.
Stephanie Berry was amazed to see our story about Pamela and Rob Bell
I didn't think anything of it. I thought he was just using the ATM.
and Justin Sindelar.
My initial reaction was, wait a second, I definitely did not withdraw that much money.
All used the tap feature at this ATM. All found their accounts drained after they left.
I was so mad. I was like, that happened to me. I knew I should have called 7 on your side when it happened.
Stephanie says she tapped her phone at that ATM to withdraw $20, then hurried off because a man was lurking nearby.
But I didn't know if he was being a creep or what he was doing.
Seconds later, a fraud alert on her phone. Did she just withdraw $600? She replied no, but a little too late. $400 was already gone.
And he said, it'll work. I just got money from there. You have to tap it.
The card reader didn't work when Gary Lee used that ATM. Then a man nearby insisted on helping.
He grabbed my card. Somebody behind me said, it'll work.
The stranger tapped Gary's card for him. Gary got his cash, walked off. The next day, all but $5 was gone.
They put glue in the card reader of the ATM machines.
The bank manager told Pamela that scammers pour glue into the slot so victims have to tap. By tapping, the transaction window stays open even after the cash comes out. So, if a customer walks off without closing the window, a thief can simply step up and make more withdrawals. Chase said customers should wait for this screen. Do you want to do something else? Click no to close out the session.
I think I closed it, but you know what? Maybe I left it open.
Bank managers told victims the scam has been ongoing since last fall. Yet, Chase rejected all of their claims, saying they authorized the transactions.
Why would I make 4 transactions in one day?
Exactly.
The investigator from Chase just made me feel so icky. Oh, how do we know you didn't steal it? Why would I steal my own money?
I just felt real betrayed.
You know, I'm not going to take no for an answer.
Pamela filed her claim 4 times before Chase replaced her money. But after our inquiries, the bank did refund all of the victims in this report, telling us we have credited our customers in full and are taking additional steps to protect patrons. The tap feature does require entering a PIN for each transaction, but thieves have clearly found a way to capture the PINs. Chase said cover the keypad when you enter your PIN, look for signs of any tiny cameras, and don't talk to anyone in line. If anybody's coming up to you at an ATM, they know they're not supposed to do that. Be
Not doing
very,
you a
very
favor,
careful.
probably.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Sure.
Wow. Listen, guys, this is getting out of control for sure, guys. Listen, for those of you all who are joining us, this is most definitely getting out of control. So, long story short, if you have a Chase bank account, okay, let me go ahead and make myself a little bit bigger here. So if you guys have a Chase bank account, you most definitely need to keep an eye on the ATM. Okay. If your card does not go in a certain way, do not tap the screen, especially if someone tells you and they're like not too far behind you. Don't get me wrong. They casually set this up and it would seem as if it makes sense because a person says, oh yeah, I was able to get money out of there earlier. You just got to tap the screen. They're kind of hanging around the ATM to see what's going to happen. So again, this is most definitely something that it may not necessarily just it starts off at Chase ATMs, but this could potentially work at other ATMs if they start using tap feature to get in. As of right now, we just know about this only being at Chase Bank, at Chase Banks, I should say. Okay, so of course, when he says, "I told my husband about this," he says he doesn't even go to the ATM. It's the customer's responsibility to close out the transaction and be cautious putting in their pin number, guys. So again, when you're leaving the ATM, you have to make sure that you close it out. It's weird people out here, it's scammers out here. Don't get me wrong, I know it's kind of hard because we want to live in a world, but no, where we would rather, I mean, where we would like to trust people, and there are people who are honestly looking out for your best interest. But when they just pop up out of nowhere, listen, that's skeptical. That's just what it is. It's most definitely skeptical for sure. Okay. So either way, let me know your thoughts inside the comment section below. Have you guys seen this at other ATMs? Because it's not just the fact that they can tap. It's more so the fact that the screen stays up a little longer. Like, how long does this have to? Who wouldn't close out the screen? So people just walk off like that. But I guess you get the natural human side of things where someone's behind you and you kind of just want to just hurry up. But there's no way that you're in a rush so fast that you're not closing out the screen, or you're just like, okay, we'll just go ahead and go next. I'm sure they'll close it out. Don't assume anything. And people are most definitely getting money out of the ATM, out of your account doing this. So again, as of right now, this is only happening that we're hearing about. Where this is only happening at Chase Banks. Okay. So again, let us know in the comment section if you guys have seen something like this. Good morning, Devin, the lady Devin. All right. So I remember that. I remember that. But again, let us know, guys, inside the comments. Even if you guys come back and watch the watch this video, listen, let us know so we can be better prepared. Is this only happening? Is this only happening at Chase Banks? Are you seeing this at your bank? Have you seen some other type of issues that are similar to this? Okay, because a lot of times we only know if someone tells the news. If they don't tell the news, I can't tell you guys. Okay, because all I know is what happens to me. Okay, that's all I know is about what happens to me. Rhonda says, I wait until the screen is completely closed out before leaving the ATM. You have to. And this is at any ATM. I don't care if it's Chase Bank. I don't care. Here, let me go back to where she left off. But either way, yeah, I don't care if it's Chase Bank. I don't care if it's an ATM at the grocery store, or wherever. If you're at a 7-Eleven, it like this is I, I don't want to say common sense, but I mean, it's like obviously it must stays up a very long time if you can walk off to do that. But either way, guys, you got to make sure of that as well. All right. So either way, when he says we live in a small rural town, Ace Hardware closes at 6 p.m., I think, and closed on Sunday. Grocery and Dollar General close at 9 to 10 p.m. So if the bank is closed, stores are closed, we wait until the next morning. I know that's right. Devin says, listen, me too. For real, guys, for real. But again, let us know inside the comment section if you guys have had issues like this happen, in the past as well. When he says, when the stores open, banks open the next morning. That is it, guys. Listen, just wait. But see, that also is another issue. Remember, we talked about how a lot of banks are not really how a lot of banks are now starting to close a lot of the just locations in general. So what do you think about that? So because if banks are constantly closing locations, this is going to make it more difficult. I know, because I mean, we got to get cash out. There's no other way to get cash out. Don't get me wrong. I know if there is a branch, then obviously that does make sense. But again, there is no other way to get cash out. All right. So here, for those of you who are just joining us, we just showed the video. I don't necessarily have to show it again. You guys can just rewatch it. But here, let me go ahead and put up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and put up, because I always like to put, if people are kind of just joining us, right now, I want to make sure you guys know just a quick recap of what just happened. Okay, so give me a second here. I'm just going to go ahead and put up a quick recap of what happened. Let me see here. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, that way I can at least break it down for you guys. Okay, so but in short, again, like I just mentioned, they're putting glue. Okay, they're putting glue into the card reader of the ATM. Okay, and then it makes it impossible for people to actually put in their debit cards essentially. And then once they put in their PIN number, then of course they get in, like normal. Okay, so here, let me go ahead and share this screen, guys, so you guys can actually see it a little bit better for those of you who are just joining us. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up here. All right, I'm make myself a little bit smaller. All right, but this is where we are. The thieves that they will pour glue into the card reader of the ATM. This will make it impossible for consumers to insert their cards. It doesn't even have to be glue, but it can easily be something else. But glue is like, you can't see that on the inside. And this will force consumers to use the tap function, which, by the way, the tap feature is not at every ATM. Now, that's contactless payment, of course, a contactless payment method that does not require entering your PIN number. Okay. Once the consumer has tapped their card, the thief can use their own card to make a withdrawal. Okay. So it's insane because it's already logged in. All right. And so that's the simplest way. I know it sounds so simple, but again, that's exactly what's happening for sure. All right. By the way, guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and like, share, and subscribe as well. All right. Let's go ahead and jump back into the comments as well, too. I just want to kind of give a quick recap, of that as well. All right. So Winnie says we have a total of 3 banks here. Listen, Winnie, you are most definitely in a rural area. That's for sure. Caleb says this Chase Bank issue is becoming overwhelming. I will fault the government because they are the cause of all the issues going on. No, you're right. They're not. Listen, I think for one, the government most definitely has to crack down on these banks. And it's almost as if they're saying, oh, well, the banks are going to take care of it. You guys saw from the video, they're pretty much like saying people, oh, you could be in on the scam. It's like, come on. First off, I'm not gonna do this for a couple $100. Let's start there. Listen, if we're gonna do some white collar crime, if we're gonna do this white collar crime now, we're doing hundreds of thousands of dollars. If if I'm talking about going to jail or something like that, I'm just saying for me, if I'm gonna do all that, it's gonna count. You ain't gonna hear nothing about Calvin Russell being in jail for no couple $100. Okay, we talking about millions is what we gonna be in jail for. Okay, but my point is that the fact that they are blaming the people on this, it's like you can't trust this stuff, man. This is listen. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but either way, let me know your thoughts inside the comment section. Let me know if you guys have dealt with any type of ATM things or before, even if it's not at Chase ATMs. Okay, so right now, to our knowledge, we know that this is only happening at Chase Bank, and as of right now, Chase hasn't changed much on their ATM. So let us know. I don't have a Chase account. But I know that a lot of people do have a Chase account. Okay. Either way, wanted to make sure you guys got that information. We'll see you guys on the next video for sure. And by the way, if you haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and download our free credit ebook as well. Okay. We'll see you guys. Listen, I got more real estate videos coming up. Stay tuned because our 90-day challenge is